I got rich in sports betting when I figured out this one secret, and I'm about to share that secret with you in this video. Now, I want to show you guys, just so you know that I'm not capping when it comes to this. So in the last couple years, I have made a net profit of over $200,000 using this strategy and this secret that I'm going to teach you in the video today. So it's no joke. You just have to be able to pay attention. And it's not just me that has been able to achieve these type of numbers as well. You can also see these guys right here that I've even made YouTube videos with, literally showed exactly how they were able to stack their bankroll and build it, like I said, using the strategy that I'm going to teach you. Now let's go ahead and talk about the first thing, okay? The first thing that is important, and it's called implied probability, okay? What is implied probability? Implied probability is the percentage of the play that you're playing compared to the odds of it actually occurring. So I've wrote down exactly the percentages for you here. So for example, a minus 115 implied probability means that there's a 53% chance right off the bat that that sportsbook's giving you that play is going to win. All right, 150, let's look at minus 150. A minus 150, 60%. So right off the bat, you get a 60% chance that play is going to win right out the gate. That's what the sportsbook's giving you, okay? But that doesn't mean that you can just go and play minus 150s all the time and win 60% of the time, because this is also the number that you need to be able to break even. So even if you're just hitting this number constantly, you're just breaking even really. And actually you're going to be losing a little bit of money. Now these percentages aren't exact down to the millipercent, but this is between a 0.5% exactly what you need to be able to break even on these numbers. Okay, so again, minus 150, 60%. Then let's go ahead and move to a minus 200, 65%. It's like almost closer to 66%, but that's what you need to be able to break even playing those numbers. And that's what the sportsbook's going to give you, because you're going to look in your sportsbook and you see those type of numbers, and right away that's what you see. Okay, and people don't understand that there is a probability for these odds that the sportsbooks give you. You just have to know what the probability is of those, and that's what the implied probability means. Now this isn't where the light bulb goes on and you're like, oh man, I figured something out. This isn't. Actually, what figures it out is on the next page here. So what the next page is true probability. Okay, what is true probability? True probability is the actual percent that event is going to occur. Like the actual percent, not just the implied through the odds. Okay, for example, let's say an implied probability for a play, minus 180, it has a 63% chance of winning. And obviously, like we said, you have to hit 63% to be able to break even over the long term. But what if the play that you're looking at had an actual probability of 70%? Okay, meaning that it should be a minus 250, but you found it at the sportsbook at minus 180. What does that mean? That means now that you have created yourself an edge gap here of 7%, which literally can print money over the long term. Finding plays like this can print money over the long term. Same thing with the second example that I have here. There's a minus 150 play at any given sportsbook, let's say, has a 60% probability of winning, implied. But once you do further research and you see that it actually has a 65% chance of winning, and it should be a minus 200, but yet it's actually minus 150 at the sportsbook, again, you've created that edge gap, right? And you have a 5% edge. This is where the light bulb turns on. This is where you can make money consistently rather than donating. The problem that most people face is they do the opposite of this. Okay? They'll bet a minus 250 implied probability play, but it really only has a 63% chance of winning, and they put a negative edge on their play. This happens a lot with players that are trying to play in that range of minus 110, minus 115, minus 120, minus 130. They try to play in that range, and they're playing negative edge plays. So they get negative percentages, okay? And they're playing those, and they keep playing those, and they keep wondering, like, why does my bankroll keep decreasing? Well, that's what happens. When you're playing a negative edge, your bankroll slowly diminishes, rather than when you're playing a plus edge, it slowly goes up. Now, another thing that I'm going to show you in this video is not just this, but I'm going to show you the actual secret behind compounding interest when you add that to sports betting, and how much money you can actually make when you start compounding your bankroll and that accelerates over years and years. And you actually stick in the game and stay consistent with it from finding these plays. So the first step is finding that edge. When you find that edge and you find those plays that give you a better true probability than the implied probability, you've already done half the work. Now let's get into the exact numbers of what you can hit when you put all that together. Now, if you want to fast forward through all this stuff and you just want the right strategies given to you and you want the right picks to pretty much copy and paste, all you guys got to do is go and click the link in the description and literally just emulate what I do. It's that simple. Once you emulate it, then you're able to actually print money and make money over the long term. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this calculator that I have. This is a compounding calculator, okay? Let's say we start out with a $5,000 bankroll, and let's say each month we want to pull 10 units. Let's say we make 10 units, which is 10%. If we're playing at 1%, that's what it is, okay? Monthly, we pull 10 units. This is the course of a whole entire year, and then compounding every single month to start your month with a new bankroll. We do it for 1 year. We do no contributions. We don't add nothing to it. We just roll right with that $5,000 bankroll, and that's it. Let's go ahead and calculate exactly how much money we're going to have after 1 year. You guys ready for this? Because it's probably not what you expect. Once you calculate that, you've turned your $5,000 bankroll now into $15,000, a little bit over, almost $16,000. Okay, and that is compounding every single month and making 10 units per month. Okay, you have tripled your initial investment. Your investment doubled after 8 months. Okay, now let's take this, put it into work for, let's say, 5 years. Okay, 5 years of doing this off a $5,000 bankroll, making 10 units per month, which is not hard to get. Okay, it's not hard to get whatsoever. Let's go ahead and see the results on that. Now that right there is insane. You took $5,000 as your initial investment, and what is this? $1.5 million over 5 years. Now, what's the problem with this? There's one problem. Okay, you will run into getting to this level, trying to get banned, limited as sports books, but that's a whole different thing. Okay, you have to split up your bankroll and split up the sports books that you have and have multiple accounts. But this is realistic over 5 years. This is realistic of what could happen when you start with a smaller bankroll. I'm going to say $5,000 is the initial, and then compounding every single month and reaching that. Let's just say conservative level, let's say 5 units per month. Let's say you only hit 5 units per month over 5 years. Look at that. You still end up coming with $100,000 off of $5,000. Okay? Yeah, it's not as flashy as 10% each month, 10 units each month, but still, yeah, you can't beat that type of investment. You just can't. If you know what you're doing and you understand how to find the plays and the right strategies, you can literally print money. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to literally being able to print money. Okay? Now, most people are going to look at that and be like, oh, $5,000 bankroll is a lot. Well, guess what? If you don't have $5,000 to invest into something, you're never going to make money with anything. So you have to understand what it takes. It takes money to make money. That's the number one rule of life. Okay? It takes money to make money. If you have no money, then it's a very hard struggle for you to make money. Just like everybody's always said, when it comes down to it, what? Making your first $100,000 is the biggest struggle. Once you surpass that, then after that, it's all gravy. That's the way that it works. Okay? It's going to be a struggle to get there, but you have to get there. That's the way that it goes. Like I said, $5,000 over 5 years, making 5 units per month can literally get you up to $100,000. You just have to have the right strategy in place. And remember, every investment is a winning opportunity when you have an edge. I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.